Well, here we are on this lawnmower. This lawnmower is one that was given to me. I sold the black lawnmower that I had. You might remember was one of the ones that I fixed up there in the winter, and sold to one of my neighbors down the road actually. And he asked me if I would be interested in one that didn't run. So I said sure. And I showed you what the end of the intake manifold looked like over here before we did our repair on it. And we'll see how it works. The key was stripped on it so that it was way out of time. Almost broke my arm yanking on it once. Yeah, so I'm going to be interested to see how this works out. I'm going to put it all back together, and I'll bring you back with me and we'll give it a try. See what happens. I'm going to replace the top cover. This one's pretty rusty, so I have another one here, just needs to be cleaned up. Doesn't have near as much rust on it. And we'll make it look decent. And if this motor runs good, I think I will end up putting it on this red mower deck right here, because this engine here, I'm pretty sure, has a blown head gasket. It'll run, but it doesn't run well, and it's always leaking oil out of the exhaust. So yeah, I'm thinking that's what the problem is with that. And yeah, so I still want to get it running good, you know, before I sell it. And that's why I hang on to them and I use them. I've been using this one here, and I used the black one a couple of times before I sold it to make sure it was working well. So I'll bring you back when I've got more progress on this. Okay, guys and gals, now is the moment of truth. I have it all back together. I just put gas in it. I haven't primed it, haven't done anything to it. I haven't even checked the spark plug. Haven't looked at the blade on the bottom. I'm not interested in those things. I'm wondering if it'll start. If it doesn't start right off, then maybe we'll put a new spark plug in it. I cleaned the carburetor while I had it apart, and you saw my custom adaptation for the broken intake manifold. So we're going to try it with 1, 2, 3 pumps, which is what it calls for. And the throttle linkage is junk on it, and hopefully this thing will work. I see some dripping gas. Oh, I overfilled the gas tank. That's what that's from. Okay. I'm not sure that this thing is working quite right. I have to make some modifications on that probably. Okay, here we go. I have this throttle. It's not the original one, but it's hooked up to where it should work. Well, at least not ripping my arm off. Carburetor was bone dry, so I'm going to give it a couple more pumps here. See what happens. Who knows how long it's been since this ran. See that this throttle linkage works backwards. Let's try that again. That's pretty good. Sounded real good, actually. is a good running motor. Nice and smooth, no popping and all that good stuff. So I think my next thing to do is I'm going to take that motor and I'm going to put it onto that deck right there, that red one. Yes sir, and in the process I'll set up that throttle linkage so it works properly. Yepper. Maybe I'll take it out and test drive it first before I do that, see how it works. This one's pretty nasty looking. I suppose I could clean it up and it would look better, be less work. But it doesn't have a side discharge. It only has a rear discharge, and I don't have a bagger for it. So now I'm going to stick with my original plan, and yeah. But let me road test it first, see what happens. I may have one problem with my lawn test. I just mowed the lawn yesterday. Well, there it is. Only thing I was mowing really was the dandelion stems. But yeah, she starts real good, runs nice and smooth. So that's a good motor. We're going to swap it over and I'll give you the final update in the next episode.